So, welcome. Today I'm speaking about why it is that we need to be mindful of our own needs. Whoa. This is a topic of which I've spoken at events. And now that most of us doing things by video online, I thought I would actually bring this topic up again because I see it's a big issue in some people's lives. You know what I find interesting? That many people are upset with others for not meeting their needs. And yet, if I'm working with a client and they tell me they're upset with a spouse or a friend or a child or a parent, and I say, and what are those needs? What are your needs? They cannot tell me what their needs are. So if you do not know what your needs are, how can somebody else meet them for you? Plus, I invite you to think of this today. Maybe your needs are there for you to meet them yourself. The truth is that no one can fulfill our needs, nor all of our needs, nor can one person fulfill all of them. So we need a friend to go to the beach or to take a hike in the mountains with. A different friend will go to us to maybe the museum. Another friend will help us plant fruits or flowers in the garden. Another friend will go with us to fruit festivals. Or maybe you go with yourself. And if you go with yourself, I love traveling solo. And the reason why I like traveling solo is I find not only do I meet my needs while I'm traveling, which is a big issue for many people when they travel, that they end up doing somebody else's itinerary and not their own, and then a lot of unpleasantness happens when people travel. But when I travel on my own, not only am I able to meet all my needs without having to subjugate them so that other people will not feel like I'm the only one whose needs being met, but I meet so many other people that I would never have met had I not been traveling solo. I really encourage you all to travel solo. You might begin to realize that you have different needs and other needs than you never were aware of before. Now, what do I mean when I say travel? I don't mean just go to another country or another culture, which is important and critical, I think. But you don't have to have money to travel. You can travel down the bottom of your street and walk into another neighborhood and get to know the people there, get to know what makes them tick, get to know what their likes and dislikes are, get to know what their fears are and what their own hopes are. By coming out of ourselves, we travel. By listening to others, we travel. Ask somebody that you would never have spoken to. Go to a home for the elderly and ask them, did you meet all your needs as you were living your life? Were there any unmet needs? Why are there? Which ones did you not meet yourself? What did you find out about yourself by living 5 decades, 6 decades, 8 decades? What did you find out about yourself? What have you learned that is a gem and a treasure that you could impart to me right now? Go and listen to others. If you think people are not listening to you and nobody cares, it's because you don't care enough to go and listen to someone else. Most of the time that is true. So go to a place where there are children who need to be fostered. Go and listen to them. But I really think that this trend that we have, shutting people off when they get older and pushing them into these homes and then drugging them so they just sit all day long in a chair and just stare into the void, I think that needs to be reversed and changed. I didn't see it in any other country until I came to the United States, and I was shocked. Do you want to be treated this way when you get older? Is this something that you would like to look forward to? What I'm saying is, think about what your needs are now and meet them now, and meet the needs of others now by listening to them. The quickest and easiest way to meet somebody else's needs is just to sit and listen to them. And listening means active listening, meaning we don't talk, we don't think about, that's true for me. Oh, this is what I would do in that situation instead. No, that you really stay with an open heart. You really open your chest up physically so you can listen to them. And we have so many different needs. You know, I might have needs to eat a mango in the summer. I happen to love just the aroma of this is the fragrant. It's so fragrant. I happen to love the fragrance of my foods. Some people might prefer to eat a jicama. There's no fragrance here. But does that mean that my need is more legitimate than theirs? Just because I happen to love the fragrance of fruits. And that's why I am pulled towards fruits, and I have been ever since I was a child. That doesn't mean that somebody who finds the same joy and ecstasy and the same rapture from a jicama, that doesn't mean that their own feelings are any less valid than my own. So explore, go beyond your own thoughts and feelings, and then spend time with yourself, listening to your own needs, and find ways to meet them for yourself. Once you do that, do you know what I find from working with clients and with myself? Is that is when we become the most powerful. Is when we learn to meet our own needs. So I invite you to do that today, and I look forward to hearing your comments below. And please subscribe and click the notification button if you'd like this conversation, to join in the conversation if you'd like more of this. Every weekday, Monday to Friday at this time right here, this is where I am discussing all the different things that make up our own consciousness and all the different ways in which we exist and we look to exist in this world. So think about getting beyond the self and meeting your own needs, and getting beyond the self and learning to listen to others. Thank you. Remember, until I see you again, be bold, be mindful, and know that you matter. Treat yourself as if you matter